What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Locked In Podcast, your home for personal development tips, sports news, music, and more. We're back in the building, guys. We're back at you guys with another episode 47, where tonight we're realistically going to be covering the top productivity killers and ways to overcome them. We're back in the building. We're your host for the evening. As always, I'm Steve Ushler.
And I'm George Metchay.
Let's hop into it.
Let's do it.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Locked In Podcast. Hope you guys like the new intro. So we're doing some tweaking right now with the intro. Always trying to up our content, always trying to evolve, always trying to bring to you guys the best. So as you kind of saw in the intro, and as we already stated, we're going to be covering the top productivity killers and ways to overcome them. We'll share some of our personal experiences as well. This is going to be a fun episode. I actually looked back and we didn't cover anything about this. I'm pretty sure we covered productivity probably in an episode, but we didn't actually differentiate and single out a topic on productivity. So with school going back, whether you're in high school or college, thought this was a great time to realistically get this ball rolling with this episode. Yep. So as always, we're going to bring you guys the best content that we can give you. If you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, smash that like button first of all. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube if you're not already subscribed. Turn the notification bell on because we release content every single week. You don't want to miss it. We always have some great stuff going on Facebook and Instagram as well. If you're not already following us on Instagram, we post clips, little shorts from previous episodes. We post quotes of the week. We post like travel content, things that we kind of got going on in our own life. So check us out on Instagram as well, guys. You can find us at the_locked_in_podcast. That's our Instagram tag. From there, you can also click our link tree where we have multiple outlets like Twitter, our personal website, A lot of cool stuff, guys. So check it out. We're also going to be doing a little small giveaway shortly too in the fall. So stay tuned for that as
All
well.
right.
And George, I actually wanted to tell you, man, did you actually realize that in September 9th of 2020 was actually our first episode date here, and that'll actually be 1 week from today, 7 days. So we have to do something good for that. I say maybe we could do a small giveaway next week, and then we could also do a really fun like 1 year anniversary. I know it won't be 52 episodes because we took some time off in between, but it'll be
Yeah.
episode 48. It'll be the 1 year mark, and we can definitely do something special for that, guys. Hopefully, we can get a lot of call-ins, like get some old guests on the show and stuff. We'll just have like a fun episode. We'll keep it really,
Yeah, we
really
could do something like that.
for sure, for
Definitely.
sure.
Definitely.
Um,
Actually, we could have actually, like you said, but it would have been 51, I believe, or 50. I think 52. You said, but because we missed like 3 weeks in July, we only did like 1 or 2 episodes in July, and then we missed a few weeks in between. That's how I kind of went. I mean, I know I missed one episode as well. Like I think last week was, or not. Yeah, last week too, because I was in Cali. But
yeah. So you weren't there for that. No. You were live last week. This was we went
yeah, we
live.
did it on Wednesday. It was the one before that. Yep, the one before that I missed. I think it was just you and Marius.
Yes, sir.
If I'm not mistaken. It's been a
Cool.
long night for the ride, bro. Summer's almost over. So how do you feel about that one, though? You okay with it? It's not quite over yet, but it's almost.
And is what you make of it. I really don't really officially consider summer over till like end of September. Most people will think like September, October, fall, but I don't really consider it over yet. And I mean, technically, it can be summer all year round if you travel during the winter. So
That's true. Yeah.
it really can be. So guys, we're gonna walk through the productivity tonight. Also sorry for the delay of us coming on here a little late, but we're gonna walk through the productivity stuff, and then at the end, George is gonna talk to us a little bit about his Cali trip. He was just in California, Southern California, San Diego to be exact, and he was there for a little fighting tournament. So George is gonna talk a little bit about his fight. He's gonna talk a little bit about the time he had in California, his experience, ultimately towards the end of the show. For sure.
Solid. We'll make it happen, bro. So let's get into it, shall we? Then let's get kind of get on a little bit with the project and with the topic. Get along. So productivity killers.
Yeah. So so let's get into it. So productivity. Productivity is such a vague term. It's ultimately just achieving a lot in a certain. So being able to achieve. A lot of people believe that productivity is achieving a lot of stuff in like a short amount of time. But here's the kicker when it comes to that. Productivity is such a vague term. It's thrown around a lot. To be honest, productivity, it's getting your big tasks done, the important tasks, the things that are, the most important to you and your growth in a specific amount of time. So we're going to talk about, things that hinder and inhibit your productivity. Ultimately, they hinder it. And just ways to overcome it. We'll talk about from personal experience and obviously things we've seen off of studies and multiple things. So productivity, man. When I say productivity, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Would you say?
Good question. I think the first thing that comes to my mind, yeah, it's basically like just like you said, man. Tasks, my special book that I have. I write my stuff down. What I got to do, really important things. You know what I mean? Priorities. So things of the nature, and kind of like finding a way to kind of either get them done or at least get them started where, lay the blueprint to kind of finish a task. So if I start something on Monday, it's a priority and I get done by like Tuesday night or Wednesday, even maybe 2 days. If it's something big like that and it was something to be done, I consider like those 3 days of productivity. Usually, naturally, I like to do, in one day, have a productive day, but there's only so much you can do in a day and there's only so much time you have. So, yeah, but like I said, that's what it comes down to, kind of, trying to crush goals and get things done. Not necessarily in a short amount of time, but the most important things. Or please do something that maybe you've been lacking for like a whole week, 2 weeks, and then you finally got it done. You can kind of like check, it's like a little mini, tiny little, what do you call like a progression for you, a little mini milestone. Like, I painted some loans last week. I did a few things, got some stuff done. I did everything, prepared for my trip, and then I went, and the trip was great because I prepared for it too. So that week, for example, that was productivity for me. I kind of did everything, step by step. I got everything done. I was productive, I was the opposite of procrastinating, or productivity kills, which we're gonna talk about later. But I was kind of the opposite of that. Lord knows, we all procrastinate a little bit, and it's easy to procrastinate, and it's probably harder to get stuff done and get up and do it, be productive. But when you do things like that, bro, you also feel much better. You feel good about yourself too, you know. You kind of feel good.
Yeah, you do. It gives you a sense of personal empowerment, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Sense
gonna
of
hop into
accomplishment. A sense of
yeah,
accomplishment. Yeah.
a sense of accomplishment, personal empowerment, tackling, your tasks. A lot of people tend to, from people that I personally know, also, from my personal experience, also from things I've read, a lot of people tend to like to tackle a lot of small tasks. So here's the thing, you can't be afraid of your big tasks. They always say eat your biggest frog early on in the day. And here's the thing, yeah, everybody talks it, everybody says it, but here's the thing, how many people really do it? A lot of people, and myself included, have like to accomplish a lot of things. So what they'll do is they'll accomplish a lot of the small tasks, but then the bigger tasks, the more overwhelming, the more daunting tasks are the ones that don't realistically wind up getting done. Or, we use that word procrastination where we procrastinate, and it doesn't, like, those tasks just keep getting put off. And then have you ever had that happen to you where like you put something off and then when you actually get around to doing the task, you're like, wow, that actually wasn't that bad. That happens to me. Or at
Yeah.
least I'm a lot better with my time now than I maybe used to be like in my early years of college and high school. But I'll tell you, like, that's happened to me even with work. Like, I know I got like a spreadsheet that I'm working on and it's a big spreadsheet, but it's like, if I just put a couple hours towards this each day, it's actually, once you get it done, you're like, wow, that actually wasn't that bad. Why did I
Mhm.
procrastinate?
It's the
So
it is, bro. It's a progression. Not to cut you over nothing, but it's a progression of like you doing it, and it's like you put your mind to it, you focus, you get it done, and then you don't even notice how long it was, and it looks like it be short. Okay, wow, I overthought that. You overanalyze the human body, mind, and body. A lot of times, bro, like in our own head, like we overthink a lot of things. It's easy to kind of push it back and procrastinate. Procrastinating is nothing more than pushing things, keep going back, and just kind of like not be productive, kind of getting lazy, getting caught up on your phone. You could be doing this all day, like just playing on your phone, looking, and you forget, and time goes by, and you're like, "Whoa, I missed a lot of time," and that's just what it comes down to.
yeah, absolutely. And I'm actually going to hop into that one with my first one. One of the biggest, like, now that you kind of talked about the phone, one of the biggest hindrances, and this is obvious, guys. I mean, you probably understood that this was coming, is one of the biggest killers of productivity is poor phone habits. It's plain and simple. I mean, it's poor phone habits. Um, so George, if I had to ask you, like, have you ever had that happen to you where like you realize you're using your phone a little bit too much and that has hindered you? Because I know it's happened to me before. I'm
Yeah.
sure you probably had experiences where it's happened to you as well. And then you realize a lot of your phone use throughout the day. Studies actually show you should only check your phone 3 to 4 times a day. I know that sounds absolutely insane, but they say like you should only check your phone 3 to 4 times a day, and any time in between that, only check it for emergencies. And like that doesn't mean every single time somebody calls you, answer the phone, because a lot of times people call you to chit chat and stuff. And if here's the thing, there's nothing wrong with chatting and catching up with friends, but if you're in like a focus mode and you have all these things on a specific day or a week that you need to accomplish, and you know that you don't have the time to chit chat, it's going to be a distraction if you're picking that phone up to talk to somebody and just, probably bullshit. Maybe you're talking
You'll shift
sports,
point of focus. You'll kind of slow
maybe you're
your flow.
talking
If you do
music,
something and you pick up, I personally don't pick up in those kind of calls, but like if I have to, I'll take a break. But
maybe you're just
I remember when I used to
talking
write,
life.
write papers.
And, like that's,
Yeah, same thing. It would kind of like slow you down
yeah,
with
man.
the phone call. Like, so
Yeah, it can. So if you're constantly, taking phone calls, you don't have the time to do it, but you're seriously doing it. It could be a serious distraction
I agree. I
for
agree. I
sure,
mean,
for sure.
and that's
So
the thing,
poor,
bro.
so
The
poor,
phone is
so,
one.
so poor phone habits.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, well, see, here's the thing, though, too. Phones have been proven, and it's been like documented. What I mean, we all know that just a phone can take a lot out of your time, let alone make you, procrastinate. You know, uh, what I'm saying, a productivity killer, slow you down because you get literally attracted to your phone. You're like this whole time you're playing, and you're just watching your phone where you think you're doing a lot, but in reality, you're probably kicking a lot of bullshit. You might be talking to somebody, texting. Some things are important, some not as important. Let's be real, because here's the thing, and I will say this, and I'll let you continue on the phone and on the next few lists. But basically, it's like this: your phone will take a lot out of you, but you can also use your phone in a sort of like more positive way. And what I mean by that is you can actually get some stuff done, like you know emails, because everything in your phone and computer is on your phone now. So you can do that. But because we get caught up too much on our phones, we sometimes forget to do like the important tasks. You might do something important on your phone, even at work. They'll let you be in your phone because it could be related to work. But it's when you go on like your own personal email, you chit chat with friends, you just text, you just go on IG. Even that on IG, you should not be there more than a minute and a half a day, bro. You just check it real quick, check it 2 hours later, 3 hours later. If you're on constantly on, even that's a lot. Some people don't even go for days. They just log out and don't even go for days. So a quick checkup and just get out of IG. You don't got to be there too much. Or Facebook,
Exactly,
you know?
exactly. Here's the thing: like you can use your phone for productive things, but a lot of times it's not a primary solution to you might need to be on your phone for whatever the case may be with clients or whatever it is, but unfortunately, let's be realistic. When we use our phones, we're not really always using them for work related things. We're going on social media, we're scrolling, we're literally
Exactly.
using idle time and not focus. Not, come on. I mean, let's be realistic. I mean, if we're not capping here, a phone it's distracting because we have so many apps and so many things on our phone where it's a distraction ultimately.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a lot to get done, cell phones can be a great tool. We've already covered this, things with phones and social media in a previous episode, but a phone can be a great
Exactly.
tool, but it can also be a big time distraction, man. Let's be realistic. Yeah, so a study says avoid checking your phone throughout the day. Three to four times is actually enough. And most of the things you're looking at on your phone are just noise in the background. They're distractions and they're things that are just keeping you for accomplishing your goals. If you're in the middle of something, do not answer your phone unless it's an emergency. Emergencies
Yeah.
are rare. Everybody might think, oh, my boy's calling me. Oh, that's an emergency. No, it's not an emergency,
Not
right? It's not an
necessarily.
emergency.
Let
No,
me say
it's not.
something in that. It could be something important, but not an emergency. Because sometimes if somebody is blowing your phone, then okay, maybe you have to answer, or maybe a very important call where it's not an emergency, but something you be waiting for. Okay, I gotta take this call. But other than that, no, you're right, bro. You should not be on your phone like that if you're in study mode and you're doing something important at your time.
And another portion, this will actually go into another productivity killer is lack of sleep. And here's the thing, this can go with the poor phone habits. So poor sleeping habits and poor phone habits. Don't keep your phone, I know we've already said this before, don't keep your phone next to your bed at night. You'd be way too tempted to look at it unless you have very, very good willpower and self-control. You're not going to do it. Turn the brightness down, because we know this too, right? Phones with the LED screen emit blue light, which studies have shown cause damage to your vision, and they suppress the production of melatonin, which is a hormone that helps regulate your sleep cycle. So how to overcome this? There's small things, with a sleep schedule. If you're sleeping 4 hours a night and your goal is to start sleeping 8 to 10 hours a night, you're not going to be able to do that in one night. You might have to go to bed an hour earlier. I saw a study where it said go to bed a minute earlier and then another minute earlier. I think that could take way too much time. I would say start by going to bed 10 minutes earlier, and then maybe 20 minutes earlier, and maybe 30 minutes earlier. That's a way, that personally
Yeah,
worked for me.
good point. Good point. I
That
like that
personally
actually too.
started to work
I'm
for
going through a lot
me.
of this, so you know what I mean. Like this is good for me. Like 10 minutes earlier, 15, small
And then
amounts
the
of time.
next
You know what I'm saying, bro? It's like in weights, like you're lifting weights. You kind of slowly, you adding 10 more pounds, but it's gonna take 3 days. For the you might not take one day because you might be sore.
Yeah, I mean, it's similar when you're going on a diet with food, man. Like if you're eating junk food every single day, it's not realistic to go cold turkey and cut every single thing out. Your body just is not going to be able to sustain that long term, right? If you were going on a diet, say you drink soda, maybe the first step is to cut sugary drinks out of your diet, and then maybe it's to eat 200 less calories a day. It's the ways, it's small gradual steps, but I would say start off by going to sleep 15 minutes earlier, the next night another 15 minutes earlier, the next night another 15 minutes earlier. By night 4 you'll be going to bed an hour earlier, and by the end of the week an hour and 15 minutes earlier. So you need to gradually, whatever your pace is, maybe it's 5 minutes earlier at night, maybe it's 10 minutes earlier. um and you can also take things for it as well. You can take melatonin, which you can buy. It's not even over the counter. You can just go get it right at your local pharmacy. You can take melatonin. The thing is, I try not to rely on things at a pharmacy too much, but I've taken melatonin before, and it does help. You can like I said, melatonin is essentially a hormone that helps regulate your sleep cycle. You can take it in like pill form. You can buy it at like your local CVS or Rite Aid or Walgreens, Walmart, Target, whatever it is. But you can find it pretty much anywhere that has a pharmacy.
Anyway, yeah, I heard of melatonin.
Realistically,
I heard of it. I mean, I know about melatonin. I personally, bro, trying to like sleep and get up earlier. Even if I was waking up at like 1 sometimes, like I'm so late. So if I come home at like at 4, go to sleep at like 4:15. To say 4:30 I'm asleep, or maybe 4:15 because I'm pretty tired at that point at night. So I sleep right. Try to get up at like I'm up at like 9 to skin in, and then I just stay up. Maybe I'll nap another hour till 10, and then basically I'm up. And after that, I'll go for a walk, I'll do some push-ups, I'll take a nice cold shower. I might go for a run. Well, the whole time I might be working too, though. So I mean, if I'm not busy on my job from home, I just take a little spin around around the way, around the block or whatever, trying to get things done. It's what it is, bro, for productivity. Productivity. It's the early morning hours that count, or the early morning, like I'm sorry, the early afternoon hours, like morning. Because if you're up at 8, by 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, you could get a lot done. I mean, by 10 o'clock and by 12, it's like you already have like 4 hours. So it's like, okay, that's a good way to start being productive. Now, what kills that, like you said, bro, poor sleeping, habits or sleeping patterns, getting up late completely. Not only you sleep poorly, but you get up very late too, and you sleep, and then you get up, chill, sleep later again. Sleep is not gonna get things done for you, bro. I mean, I love to sleep, but nah, you gotta be up and awake and get things, get shit done and just relax. And you gotta know when to go to sleep and when to relax. And it's very important to know when to take a break, bro. And because we do a lot during the day. Me and you are both very busy guys. Would you say?
yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, we're
So
definitely that's some real shit for sure.
you try to stay a certain way. So I mean, you gotta definitely be on your like P's and Q's, even stuff like that, because you'd be surprised how like much, even if you go to the bathroom, you just go take a shower, but use the bathroom real quick, and you watch a little video, and you got time. Nah, you don't got like 10, 15 minutes. You don't got it like that. Get like things done, shower, wash your shit, whatever. Do what you got to do. Brush your teeth, go. What I mean? If anything, I personally like to go downstairs. I like to be in the bathroom the phone because I notice that it takes a lot of time. I don't want to be messing too long, so I'll finish what I got to do, go downstairs. I eat some breakfast or just get a mini snack, and it might be like 10:30, 10 o'clock or whatever. It might be 9:30. So I just do that, and I'm logged in my computer for my job, and I could just probably eat a little breakfast and just chill. I'm just chilling in the house. I mean that's the cool thing about having the luxury and working like that. And then days that I work, I try to get things done by like 6:30, or sorry, 6 o'clock. 6:30, I'm on the way to work already because it takes
That's
a
a good
while to get
strategy,
done.
man. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure, man. And like that's the thing. It's not to treat every hour the same. Everybody, always talks about time, and they treat like every hour in the day is the same. You might be working harder during 1 hour than you are the other hour. That's the thing. Let's not get confused, and let's not treat every single hour of our day the same. Even though hours are time, and they're just measured by, 60 seconds to a minute, and then a minute, 60 minutes to an hour. Not every hour is the same. So let's not be dumb
you,
like that. You know what I
right.
mean?
You have the slow hour and you have the fast hour.
For sure. Yeah, we can't be dumb like that, my man's. But no, real shit, man, real shit. We're both busy guys, so managing your time effectively is obviously that goes hand in hand um with productivity. But I'm gonna tell you, my goal, you've already heard my way to kind of overcome the sleep issue. When it comes to the phone issue, you're just going to have to, we like to rely on good old willpower, right? But most of us might not have the willpower to put the phone down during the day. There's several apps you can use to either track your screen usage, or you can actually set timers on apps where you can close like Instagram and Facebook for a certain period of time. Now, maybe your job, maybe whatever you do, it requires you to be on social media, but you can definitely put timers on it that can lock you out of an app for a certain amount of time. There's plenty of good apps where you can track your screen time, where you can lock
Yeah, I
yourself
check my
out.
screen time.
Space is a good app you can find in the iOS and Android app stores. This app called Space. It's great for just ultimately breaking phone addiction and helping you stay focused. A good screen time tracker that I have personally actually used myself is called Stay Free. It's a screen time tracker, and it helps you to limit app usage. It allows you to see how much time on like a really really cool, very very simple dashboard where you can literally see everything that you're kind of tracking, like the apps that you're using, how much time you're spending on them. There's a lot of great apps. There's parental control apps too. There's ones called Screen Time, Your Hour, Off Time, which is it's a digital disconnection there's a lot of great apps out there, guys. We'll try to link them down below, right? We can do that afterwards. I think we'll be able to do that, right? In the comment section. We'll link them down below.
Yeah.
After we get done this episode, we'll link them down below.
Link on the
for you
description
guys.
box.
Yeah. I'll get around to posting them. It might take me till tomorrow, but I'll make sure they get in there.
Yeah.
So we'll link those apps for you guys. But yeah, a lot of us, you might not have the willpower. So that's a start. You can use these apps. They allow you to see what you're doing, the time that you're using them. So if say you're going to bed, you can lock the apps so you're not scrolling on your phone before you go to bed. And that goes hand in hand with sleep. So there you go. What's another personal killer for you, man, when it comes to productivity?
Let me see. Productivity killers. There's a couple things, honestly, bro. When you procrastinate and you get you're not being as productive. And again, let's not confuse some downtime to kind of chill and do things that you enjoy, like being on your phone, surfing the net, being on the computer, video games and all that. But that's a different thing, Procrastinating is like when you're doing it too much. For me, bro, procrastination is staying up late at night. It's one way that I actually procrastinate, and I'm trying not to as much, but it's hard, especially my job. Sometimes I have to. Video games, honestly, I don't play as much, nowhere near as much as I used to play like 7-8 years ago. When I was like 27, 28, 29, I'll play more now. I'm a little older. I don't play as much, but I still play. But I noticed that I try to play less and less and have shorter games and all that. A quick little, little Call of Duty, whatever I play, some NBA Live or whatever, some FIFA, some of the new games, some of the UFC games. So I'll play that. And I try to keep it to like a 30-minute thing. Because after like almost an hour, I'm like, I just spent almost an hour. To me, that's procrastinating right there. And is a productivity kill a little bit, like being on video games too much. Another one. Let me see. Another one that's like what I say is, you already kind of mentioned it. Sleep is definitely another one. But like I said staying up late at night, sleeping too much, which is kind of connected to that anyway. And the video games, other stuff. Basically just being on social media. Not necessarily on the phone, but on social media though. It could be anywhere, just on the phone, on a computer, connect the phone to TV or whatever. Social media takes a lot of. I think it's a big productivity kill. Although social media, I could do some productive things too and stuff for my businesses and for my ventures and all that, which helps, especially now with the whole Pancrase thing and my MMA thing and all these other stuff I'm doing, the wrestling thing and all that. But being online, like you said, realistically, I'm not always doing productive work on Facebook or IG. So sometimes that could be a little bit productively kill. Again, speaking of that, for us, we have to go for the podcast itself to promote a little. So we do it as well. And that's not killing. That's actually being productive because we're doing that for a good cause for the podcast and all that, for something we do that we're on point about. We're passionate. We do it, try to bring every week. So that's different. But if you're on Facebook and you're just scrolling down and it's bullshit, just liking shit and just socializing, connecting with people. At this point, you do it here and there, but you do too much, it's become the norm where people spend so much on their phone. It seems like the phone takes most of your time, which it does. Doing TikToks can take productivity too. I know a lot of young kids doing it too. Even people who are older doing it. And I only do TikToks, but I've done a video before and I've seen how it works. So people, again, that's another way. You lose time, you lose, a lot of focus, valuable time. Time is very valuable. One of my folks once, an older person, told me that time is, think about like a sink when the water, you turn the sink on and the water falls. You got to be really quickly, you don't got too much time. Like, dude, time is like when you block your, your hole on your, it's like a wind whirl, and you take off the little, thing on the sink, and then the water comes down when you have a lot of water in the sink, and the water goes down to about 50 seconds probably, a minute, depending how big it is. That's how time goes, bro. It's like really like a set of time. It goes very quickly, so you got to be very, responsible, accountable.
Facts.
We've been there. Like I say, you actually just said that like you got better with time. I believe that I've got a little better too, especially sometimes the job or just the way life goes forces you. Even in Cali, time was different. It's a different time zone, but we were moving fast, trying to get things done, think ahead, getting like something to eat, going here, use this place. We did a lot of work, and I'll talk about it in a little bit, like around like the 35-minute mark. But we're doing a lot of different things, in Cali. Like so, yeah, like I think productivity kill and time management go hand in hand.
Exactly. And good point on the Cali thing there, man. Locked In Podcast making moves out here. We're traveling.
We're traveling, guys.
We're hitting different scenes. We're exploring different environments and just trying to evolve. But no, you're absolutely right, man. You're absolutely right. And one of my biggest things, man. So thank you for sharing your input there, man. One of the other things is this is a popular one, man. This is like a buzzword. Everybody likes to use this one. Multitasking. So the funny thing is, I used to think multitasking means you're getting a lot done. it's ultimately like you're becoming a jack of all trades, a master of none. You're doing a lot of like little things, but you're not really focusing on any one thing. So while multitasking, so here's a study. While multitasking may seem like a great way to get a lot done in a short little window of time, research consistently shows the opposite of this. It consistently shows it. Our brains are simply not good at juggling a ton of things at once.
It's
You
a
know,
lot at once, and you get confused.
yeah. Some research even suggests that multitasking can actually reduce your productivity as much as 40%. Let that sink in for just 1 second.
Right.
40%. So, guys, try not to multitask so much.
Stupid.
Try not to be dumb. Like, I mean, like us. I mean, we've all been there. I've tried to multitask tons of times, and while you think you're getting a lot done, most of the time you're really not, because you're not really focusing in on one thing, and you might forget something. I'm a big believer in getting a job done right before I move on to the next task. But here's the critical differentiation here. Don't get that confused with perfectionism, which is another thing that can absolutely hinder your ability to be productive. When you sit there and you're anal and you're perfecting your work, it's good to strive. Here's the key: strive for excellence, but don't sit there so much that you're literally trying to be perfect, because it hinders you from moving on to the next task, especially if you got a strong workload, whatever this also applies to personal life. If you have a lot to do in one day, try not to overschedule too much. Make sure that you take breaks, focus exclusively on one task at a time. It can be very helpful in getting things done. And foregoing breaks is not, that's not a good thing. Sometimes, especially if you work like in front of a screen all day, it can be good to take a break, walk away, then come back and relook at something. I think that's an important fact to note. Like, depending on what your field of work is, if you're looking at screens all day, an important thing you can do is you can focus on your task. Take 5 to 10 minutes to take a water break, or just grab a quick coffee or something, and just walk away from it.
Yeah.
Walk away from it and come back, and then your eyes might see something different, that you didn't notice the first time. I've actually learned that from a couple powerful people inside of some organizations that I've worked for that are high up, that I kind of look at as mentors ultimately. They were my managers at one point, and they've I would say they've more so served me as a friend and a mentor. But that was wise advice from somebody who once managed me and who I worked under.
Wow.
Walk away, and then sometimes you might see something a little bit different depending on what you're doing. Take breaks, and ways to avoid multitasking is just by focusing in on one thing. Don't dabble into a bunch of tiny tasks, and like I said, a jack of all trades, a master of none. We you know what I mean. You're literally not focusing on all them things you give your attention to. You're not focusing on one thing, so you're probably not completing it correctly.
You're not finishing with it, right?
You're not giving your full
before, bro. I've been there before. I've done a lot once, and I kind of like sometimes you screw it all up, and you don't get you got to do each task. Kind of like take your time and get it done. Don't do a little bit and do another one. Like you said, it could be a little. You're like Bursch. You're all over the place at that point. You do a lot, and you're not really getting the things that you need to get done. But I mean, also helps if you are getting some stuff done. At least have a head start. I just think it's really important when you start the day off, start with a very positive attitude. Get up early as you can, get stuff done, bro. Small, details, get your work done, prepare to work for the next day, have a list of things for the week. Like I used to do that. I haven't done it since probably like before I went to Cali, but it's been a little on and off for me too. Hell of a summer, and also been very busy, but definitely get your tasks done. Me and you always talk about at the end of the podcast. Sometimes we talk about getting things done from the beginning, like on podcast day eve, the day before we talk about it's Crushers Week, and because this is such a big thing for us during the week, and it takes a lot of time too. Let's not get it misconstrued. It's Thursdays, it can be on a Wednesday, sometimes on Friday if we're busy, but we got to be prepared with any information. And we have a time slot, so we have 6 to 7, 7 to 8, whatever. You know what I mean? But that's usually our time, and you gotta get things done, bro. Because if you multitask too much, like I said, you're not gonna get a lot done. But you gotta focus. Multitasking works only on certain situations. When you it's smaller tasks, so you have a little edge, a little advantage. You can do the promo done. For example, your promo is done and your workload is all good to go. Now you just get a drink real quick, and I don't know. You do a podcast soon. Now you have an extra hour to go to the gym. Groceries, okay, cool. You did them earlier, or you didn't the other day. You see what I'm saying? And then on days you're off, it's really important to get a lot done. But problem is, days you're off, you want to relax, so it can be a little. It gets a little, it gets a little hard, I mean, you work a busy job, or so do I. Actually, come to work today, but like, you come in, I'm like, I don't know, we'll see. Let me finish the podcast first, then we'll see. I don't feel like going. I have a little headache, but I mean, it's good money too. So,
yeah, I don't feel like going to the gym after this, man. But you know what we got to do, man? We got to get the gain. So, yeah, man. Well, that comes down to discipline, man. You're not always motivated. Like, I'm not gonna be motivated after this to go, but I mean, like, at the end of the day, man, you just got to stay disciplined and go. You just don't even think twice about it. Just head out and just go. Realistically, that's what we preach to you guys a lot. It requires discipline. That's facts. If we're moving along here, another this is a big one. A very, very big one, because I'm a big believer in work-life balance. Not a big thing that can hinder your ability to be productive is failing to take time off from work. I get it, guys, because I'm someone who tries to work overtime, here and there. I try to put in the hours because I'm young at my company, and I'm trying to move up and good, and build your way up, and you want to grind, you want to look good, you want to look motivated. But here's the thing: you still should always take your time off that your company allots you. Most of us have heard of the concept of work-life balance, right? But unfortunately, many of us, especially those with demanding jobs, we tend to brush it off as like this some sort of impossible achievement. Yet, as difficult as it may be, failing to take time off from work can actually have very, very studies show that it can have disastrous consequences towards your productivity, because our brains need to unplug. No matter what your job is, whether you work in retail or whether you're the CEO of a Fortune 500 company, you need time off, because everybody can get overworked. And poor work-life balance can lead to, among other things, insufficient sleep, poor cognitive recovery, which we need, and lower energy to achieve what we need to do the next day, right? I don't know about you, man, but I'm all for working hard. I love sometimes I put in 12-hour days, sometimes maybe even a 15-hour day here and there. And, I'm working like 5 hours a week. I mean, 5 hours, 5 days a week. And then recently I've been working 6 days a week, towards in July and August. I think I told you a couple times I was working 6 days, only taking off on Saturdays. I was working Sundays. Here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. We need to find a threshold where we where our minds can recover. I don't know about you, working hard, it's good and all, but I don't ever feel good when I work too much. Like when I had like little things that I needed to do for my own personal self-care, like work out, meditate, go for a walk, whatever it is, like if I had like little things, read a book, if I had little things that I had to do during the day and I didn't do them and all I did was work all day, um, I don't feel as good. I don't feel as recharged. Um, and I don't feel good about myself. It's just how it is. You should always make time to unplug and get away. Take time off from work when you need it. Yeah, I don't know what your company allots you at time, but if you whatever your company's giving you, take your full time every year. Big time proponent on work-life balance and taking the vacations that you should, if you're getting vacation time, take your vacations, guys. This has become huge with people who have demanding jobs, and with the COVID-19 pandemic, as you know, George, we're working from home. This has become more than ever a challenging thing, right? Because essentially I work from home, right? And my office is in my house. So when you're at home, it can be so much easier to not unplug. Do you understand what I'm saying here? Because at the office, you see everybody getting up at like 5:30. Everybody 5:30, 6 o'clock, everybody's leaving. They're heading out the door. You're like, oh, time to clock out, time to leave. When you're home, sitting at home, time can get away from you. Time can definitely get away from you. And if your boss is like putting pressure, say you started working at 8, and you're new, you were scheduled till 4:30, 5 o'clock. If that day there's hobbies that you want to do, your boss can't force you to work extra hours. Now, yeah, if you want to do it, you want to make the extra money, go ahead. But don't ever let an employer put some unnecessary pressure on you that you have to do something when it's not in your job description. It's not in your scheduled hours, I'm all for hard work. I'm all for grinding. Believe me. My boss was even telling me, he's like, man, you didn't really take much vacation time this summer. So I have some trips planned coming up this fall and winter. But so I can tell you right now, like I'm all about grinding, but it's big time. I'm still gonna take my time though, my vacation and holidays. I mean, hey, you take a 5-day weekend here, wherever you need to take it. Just make sure you take your time, guys, because work-life balance is critical. The only way you can overcome that is just by learning to unplug. Set a timer. Set a timer on your phone. Be like, okay, this is the time I'm done today. I have other things to do, and walk away. We're all guilty of working more hours than we need to.
We need to, yeah. It's not right now, bro. I'm like, dude, should I go in? I don't feel great. It's 9 o'clock. It's already almost fucking 8 o'clock. I mean, I'm gonna tell you.
Facts.
So I'm gonna be like, yo, I don't know. I mean, I gotta see, cause like, even if we get off like the live in the next like 15 minutes or so, whatever, it'll be like 8:10, 8:15 by the time I go there. I mean, I'll tell them first. I'll be like, yo, I'm gonna come after 9. That's a given. I'll probably be there by like 9:20, if that. But I'm like, cause I should do it at home. I had some plans. They got kind of like postponed. So I was thinking about doing the gym and keeping it local today. Maybe not even the gym. I might just kind of fall back. But I mean, I'm still recovering from my fight and all that. But I feel much better now. But then I'm thinking like, yo, but it's work though. And then I got to make sure I let them know that, yo, and I got to talk about this as well. I got to try to get off September 11th, which falls on a Saturday. But I might possibly work that Thursday if I don't do that Friday. Maybe Friday even. I'll try Friday, but I might do Thursday, which means that we may have to do our thing. You might have to do it on Friday, But unfortunately, you won't hit the date, so I got to talk to you about that as well. But
yeah, we'll chat behind the scenes about it, man. Whatever the case may be, we'll make it work, man. We'll flex it out.
Make it work, because like you said, you have trips planned. I do too, and it's important that we get a few things done before the summer's over. It's always everybody talks about being productive in a good summer and this and that, traveling, but they don't understand how much of it takes to plan your summer out. Like, I noticed you do that a little. You look, you slick, and you smart. You be like, I know what I'm gonna do. Like, I'm gonna take my time, plan it out. I planned out a little bit my summer this year, but all of April and May was kind of like a little freestyle. Then my birthday came. Okay, I did that. Cool, went out for that a little bit. Nothing crazy, to be honest. I mean, this time, a little different this year, but maybe next year I have a few more people out. I might even be out to stay next year. We'll see. But we also have to, and then I don't get into this too much. But with all vaccination, if you're not vaccine, bro, you can't go to some places now. So that's gonna be a whole new discussion. That could possibly be a topic coming up. We could do a topic on that, or just on the whole vaccine thing, possibly. But
yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think you're going to be realistically. I mean, maybe you're not a traveler, but realistically, I don't think you're going to be able to travel internationally, and you're even starting to see it domestically. This is a whole other topic with the vaccinations. Like, you can't even go to New York. Like, if you want to go to New York, you can't go inside any clubs or stores or anything. I believe it's anywhere, right? I think it's any building inside of Manhattan, New York City, that you cannot go in without a vaccine card. I think that's correct.
You need a vaccine card. Wow, bro.
I believe
it's a theory, but now we all need an extra ID because of fucking COVID, a vaccine card now. Shit's ridiculous. I guess they were right. COVID is not going anywhere. Just got to get vaccinated and just be ready for it. Like, it's just fucking weird, bro.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. A lot of people. I'm not. I'm not for the vaccine. I'm not against the vaccine. I'm not somebody. A lot of people. They have their opinions. It is what it is. I don't judge. I'm not a judgmental person by any means. Everybody has their reasons, maybe for not getting it or maybe for getting it. It is what it is. If you're gonna get it, just do your research. Just do your research and go get it. And just a lot of people, they try to shove their ideologies or their beliefs down their throat. Guys, just do what's best for you. And obviously think of your fellow man as well. But do what's best for you. Don't let anybody else's belief. Don't just think because someone else thinks something that you need to do that as well. Think for yourself. Yeah. You should always be an independent thinker. But for sure. So here's the thing. I actually do kind of want to let you get to a little bit of your Cali trip, man, for 10-15 minutes, man. So I definitely want you to be able to talk to our viewers about that. We did cover a lot on productivity. If there's any more we got to cover, because we do have a short time, and I know we did go a little late. Unfortunately, you had like a little thing going on.
Yeah.
That caused us to go live a little late, but I think we covered a lot on the productivity end. Guys, if you want to see more, we'll definitely drop another episode on this.
Yeah,
but
I can do more about this.
George, I want you to be able to get to this, man. So take us through, man. Was this your first time in California?
This was my first time in California, and it was also obviously my first time in the San Diego area. I knew a lot about Cali going into the trip and beforehand, of course, but I never really had been there. So went to Cali. I went. We got there last Thursday. Came back like Monday, pretty late. Or I'm sorry, not pretty late, pretty early. But like with the 3 hour difference, it's like we got here. It was like maybe like I want to say like close to like 10 in Philly, in Philly. But over there it was probably like 7. Because we left like a certain time. It's so different, bro. When you leave time zones, it can throw you off a little. So we got there on Thursday, bro. It was cool. We landed, was chilling. Was to meet up our guy there, connect there. Our buddy Eric and a few other people that were there. Some big names came in there for the seminar that we had and for the event. It was a seminar and an event, and he was led by a guy named Joe Malenko, who's like a legend for the USA. I mean, Dylan might have heard of him. He's a big time old timer, old school wrestler, pro wrestler. Represented the USA in Japan many years back in like the 80s, 90s, and like late. Like he said debuted like all the way back to like 82. So he's been since 82 in Japan, in the States and in Japan, and then all the way to like 90 some. And he's retired now. He's in Florida, but he taught the seminar a little bit. Me and him worked together, and we got some time work. He's he's pretty much a legend, so somebody I look up to. Him. One of our buddies from Virginia also came out there too. He's good friends with Coach Dan. Dan obviously because he's been on the podcast before, and you're friends on Facebook with him.
Solid dude.
It was me, Dan, and my boy Dave. Dave's like nephew, kind of, but he's also a friend of mine from high school. We kind of didn't know each other. So we got there, bro. It was cool. We got something to eat. Went to a mini restaurant, got some nice tacos, hung out. Met our buddy there, Eric, and all that. He took us to somewhere by like the beach real quick. Next, we went to like a dispensary. Then we went to another like by the beach is a side place there where he's like, all the surfers go there. He drove us there. It's only like 15-minute walk. He's like, yo, fuck it, let's drive real quick. So he drove us there. Seen the surfers do their thing real quick. Went back to the beach. Now he has a house by the beach, so we're basically by his house, and we walked to the beach. Oh man, it was lovely, bro. That first day, it's everything, bro. It's that first time. It's like, well, not just the first time, but the first day of your first time in a different state, and the first time you fly in years. I hadn't flew in years, bro. So it was well worth it, well deserved, bro. Well spent. Was there all a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The fight was Saturday, and I get to it in a second. It was a Pancrase event, Pancrase Neil Blood. It was in so one of the hotels their Airbnb we're staying there was in Chula Vista. The place was in Palm Springs. Palm Springs was called. Yeah, it's in California, which is it's a suburb of San Diego, but Eric lives in San Diego. We're staying in Perla Beach and Chula Vista, which I don't know if Chula Vista is considered San Diego, but Palm Springs is like just out of San Diego, so it's right there. But I gotta be honest, bro. I gotta keep it real. San Diego's a big city, though, man. I mean, it's no joke. It's a very big city. I mean, it's not like as big as Philly, I would say, but it's pretty big. It's pretty nice. You reminds me a little Philly because the way we're shaped to a harbor, except that they have water on both sides and they're off the off the coast. So yeah, very beautiful city, bro. Very good to say the least. Very nice. We ate a lot of places.
So I'm guessing San Diego treated you well, man.
Oh yeah, bro. They love me out there, bro.
Shout out to the West Coast. Shout out to San Diego.
My friends out there. Yeah, so many people, bro. I met so many people, bro. Connect with a lot of people. Definitely networking, as you might assume. I mean, come on, man. Those that know me know that I get down like that. It comes to stuff like that. I don't waste opportunities. But yeah, like I said, as you might imagine, a lot of connecting with people, meeting new plugs, new people. Talking about the future, making some moves, which actually includes the podcast in its own. We'll get to that as well. But I mean, again, man, things go very well, which they are going well so far, bro. Even for us, could be some changes, bro. So we gotta just stick with it, and like I said, kind of like just keep our ear to the street, and see what's going on. And like I said, we're trying to build an organization. I fought last second. I mean, they only told me I was gonna fight 5 days before we left, but the trip was announced. It's like April, so I'm thinking I'm gonna go there to chill. I find out I'm gonna fight. I'm like, okay, yeah, He's like, you want to be a pro fighter?
I was gonna say that. Take us through it. I was gonna say your opponent was switched at the last minute, right?
I was supposed to fight a guy named Chris Ravens. This guy, he's like a pro wrestler, MMA fighter, martial artist. He does a little bit of everything, but he does also realistic pro wrestling, which is like basically it's like more real. It's not as much gimmicks and all that. Like, they go for real, that. And that's kind of like part of the stuff that we do. It's like a mixture of a couple arts, but it's like basically ultimately it's like a offspring, or not an offspring, but like a cousin of MMA. You can punch, kick, slap, throw, submit. If you grab the ropes, you can skip a submission hold, but if you do it 3 times, you can lose. So you lose points though. Very complicated, not complicated, very different rules, a little more so than the UFC. But I personally like it. I was being a fan of it, and I was glad I could fight. Again, the fight was at it was like at 175, 178. It was like open weight, so it was around like I weighed in like 179, but it's around like 78. So my opponent was around like 170, I think 78 or 77. Yeah, he was a little smaller than me, but about the same size or same weight, at least for that. So not a lot of like weight cutting. I mean, I went to Cali, it was like around 184, but we didn't need on plane at all. sweat out a little. I got to go to the beach a little. I got to run a little bit. So I was able to cut like 2-3 pounds. I think I was like 184, and somehow I remember the day I was 180. So I just did like a couple laps. I sweat a little bit. And I didn't count much weight. It was 179. Boom. It was easy, right? It was cake after that. Right, easy. Got
Hey, George, George, you mind if I share my screen and just show a little clip from our IG page that you posted up there? I'll post it up there, guys. For any of you guys that didn't check out our IG page, George had yeah. Feel free to post anything else on there too. Let's see. We'll share the screen real quick.
Share the screen. You got it.
My screen here. Can you guys see this?
Yeah, right there. Let it play.
Oh yeah, so just this was like a little surf that George caught out towards California, Southern California, some West Coast stuff. Sea looks beautiful, man.
Yep, and there it goes. There go the dolphins. Got some dolphins on tape.
You can hear the birds, man. Hear them chirping. It's beautiful, man.
Fucking awesome.
Water's very clear out there, man. Compared to
nice, it's clean because it's here's the thing, bro. I will say some more. I don't want to get too deep because I'll probably do more. I'll let people know. As we go on. I could talk about it also next episode. But over there, bro, it's like it's so easy to go to Mexico. It's ridiculous. I'll share a quick story. He took us to Mexico, I believe, on was it Friday or Saturday? We didn't go to Mexico, but we went right to the border with Mexico. So all I had to do was walk like 5 or 6 yards more up, like where I was at, where we stopped the car. So say like all right, let's say like we're parking out at Dunkin' Donuts, your house, you park there, right? And say you walk about 5 to 10 yards around Dunkin' Donuts, like by the drive-through a little more. That's how it was, bro. It's like a very small hill, like this much off, where you're at. Go up a little, very little, very, very small, but just a little above. You see the line. One line is here, the other line is over there, like maybe like away, and that's how it splits. And then he says, "Welcome to Mexico." Says, "Be careful." He has in Spanish at the bottom and English on top.
Where was that Mexico? Was that Tijuana?
Yeah, Tijuana. But we were like literally, bro, off no man's land, and we were literally off the tip. We're like, all right, see, look, like think like this. Like this is Mexico, this is US. We're right here. This is the sea. So on that tip, so if you look at the map, it's like at the very edge there, and it was a beach. So it's like this is all United States, this is all America, this is like all Mexico, and then the ocean. So the waterline's there, and you're basically in Baja California. Now you're actually in California, but Baja California. And there's
Baja California. You're right. You're correct.
Well, you have California, here in the United States. San Diego's at the very edge, and that was the very edge of California, the most southern part. Not of the United States, because I think Florida has the most southern part, but of California I was. And then I was let me see. Okay, we're on the edge. So you have northern Baja California, southern Baja California. We were just north of the northern part of Baja California, but Baja California is all Mexico. Then we have California, LA, San Diego, Temecula, that's all Southern Cali,
Yeah, if you go like very, very far down the bottom of Baja California, you actually get to Cabo San Lucas.
Cabo, it's in Baja California.
Cabo San Lucas. Yeah, I'm actually looking here. It's actually a 22-hour drive because it's deep. It's at the very tip of Baja California. So Cabo, interesting story. Might be somewhere I might be going before 2021 is out. So I may be passing through that way. I was trying to see how far it is from San Diego. Yeah, it's a drive.
Well, for San Diego, it's a drive, but I mean, bro, if you're in San Diego,
22 hours.
Right, like right. It's a lot because here's the thing. Baja California is very long, but to go to Mexico, the closest part to the States, bro, that was like a 15-20 minute drive, dude. From where I was there, it's about 20 minutes. Not even. No. I'll take it back. I would say like 15 because like if you go back to the clip, if you want to go back to the share screen, you know how there's the edge there? If you go 15 minutes from there, you're in Mexico. So we're talking about from where exactly where I was at, like, and we ate at the hotel. You can see in the clip, there's a hotel there. It was like not even a block from our boy's house. And then Dan and another guy, our guy Billy, our friend Billy, they stay in a hotel off the corner. So all you do is get off, you got out of my boy Eric's house, and you walk like in the driveway, and then there's a hotel there. Across the hotel, literally across, hotel's here. There's a small street, and that's, not the street, sorry, a small alleyway, and then there's the main street. It was called Ocean Drive, and then there on Ocean Drive, bro, that's where the beach is at. Across the street is, where the dock is at. That was a dock I just showed you. That dock goes deep in the water, and you can see the edge of Mexico. You can see Mexico on the other side. You can see Baja California. So, like, going to San Diego is the key to go to Mexico. If you want to go, I mean, it is, they say it's not recommended. You got to be very careful, of course.
Yeah, there's beautiful spots you can go. So if you're going East Coast Mexico, you can go to Cancun, you can go to Tulum. If you're going West Coast Mexico, you're probably going to go to the Baja California side. You're going to be near Cabo San Lucas,
Yeah, man, West
everything down
Coast
there.
Mexico.
And then in the middle of Mexico, obviously there's Badlands as well. So you got to be careful.
Well, that's
Mexico's
okay.
Mexico's big.
Big country. Yeah. Like going there, bro. There's something like you get shot and it's not unlikely. So they're like, yo, George, go ahead, cross the border. I was about to cross, like, I'm a hopper. I was like, so much for the wall. I'm right here. Like, this is the border. Like, fuck the wall, you know? I was like, nah, I ain't gonna go. I didn't go that. I kind of walked right by the line, like at the very edge to go. Because it's like I said, like it's a line here, like a little rope line, and you walk, and it's like walking like, from like your door to like the other sidewalk, kind of. You know what I mean? Like not even like a block. You know what I mean? It's like literally across and close. So you walk, not even. It's probably like the middle of the street. So if you walk from your door to your house to the middle of the street, that's how it was. It's like a line. You walk around it. You can cross it or hop over it. The little, you know what I mean? It's up to your knees or up to your like your waist. Little rope lines or little metal chain lines, and then you walk around and you're in Mexico. But now if you're walking in and it gets dark, those Mexican cops and patrol cops will protect you, bro. Guys out there will get you. There's a lot of cycles out there, a lot of killers and crazy guys, and
I was gonna say it's a lot harder. It's a
Yeah.
lot harder to get back into the United States than it is to get into Mexico.
Yeah, to get to Mexico, they might not even say nothing. To get back to the States, though, and they don't know you, you need to have your passport. I mean, yeah, you're kind of fucked. So if I was gonna go there, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna come back. I'm good. Let me not, like, yo, I don't have a passport right now, but I gotta actually get my passport renewed. So yeah, it was wild.
Yeah,
Bro.
yeah, that could,
Eric's
yeah,
a
that could
crazy
be.
guy. He showed us a lot. Yeah, he was like, yo, I'm gonna take you guys everywhere. So he showed us like Coronado. Coronado is near where they train the Navy SEALs downtown San Diego. Beautiful, bro.
You got to catch the beach too, right? I saw you got some beach vibes, man. I saw you were at the ocean.
Yeah, I got the beach vibes a little bit. I went to
You said the water was a little bit cold, right? You said it was a little cold.
No, it was crazy. It was really cold at first, after like the first 15 seconds. But if you had to dive in, it was cool, bro. So I got to go in a little bit, not too much, but I mean enough.
Pacific Ocean vibes, man.
Yeah, bro, amazing, bro. Pacific Ocean, bro. I'm telling you, dude, we gotta go out there sometime. And I mean, well, you might go to Mexico, Baja California, but I mean, just in case. So that was that, bro. And then of course, like Thursday, Friday was focused on this, and Saturday was a seminar. We got a lot done. Yeah, it was an adventure, dude. We're driving everywhere. Fun fact for you guys, if anybody's watching right now, you as well, bro. So San Diego, right? It's really kind of funny. But this is the thing. In San Diego, everything is 15 minutes away there, but if you walk, it takes like 2 hours, 4 hours. Doesn't make any sense. But if you drive, it's 15 minutes away. So like if you're gonna go like from Coronado to like Chula Vista somewhere, even in the hills, which I didn't go to hills like that. I mean, we didn't go that deep in the hills. I mean, we went a little bit, but not too much. Like Dan took us a little bit for a spin on like Sunday. But if you go to the hills, it takes 15 minutes. If you walk somewhere, it takes you 2.5 hours, 3 hours within San Diego. It's that big, bro. It's a lot of open space out there. So
crazy. How does that make sense? How does that make sense at all?
I mean, it's just one of those things, bro. But I mean, like I said, I remember one place we went to took us close to 20, 21 minutes. But if you were to walk, it would take you like more than 2 hours. And I looked at it, I was like, oh shit. It's so much open space there, but you know why it takes 15 minutes there? Even though it sounds like bullshit. I mean, it is kind of exaggerated, but it kind of is so true because it took us like 15 to 20 minutes. You can fly
California traffic, man. California traffic.
There's not a lot of traffic though. There is, but there's not. Like if you go to 5, forget it. You gotta catch a special highway. There's not a lot of traffic there, and certain lanes you fly. There's some dudes that do like 90, and they look like it's normal, and they're doing this on a regular. So I'm like, oh shit, they kind of go crazy fast here. I mean, it's
you're right. LA particularly has big traffic. Like in LA, like it's like you can forget it.
San Diego does too, but we just didn't catch a lot of traffic because we're going at the right time. Like Eric and Dan and them, they knew exactly want to tell us to go, and like obviously Eric is like our guy there, and a lot of guys that were there. Because it was a couple of guys that came there from other cities. It wasn't just us. It was like a national sort of like All-American reunion there. I mean, we came from Philly. A guy came from Jersey. The guy that I fought came from Jersey. He's like a Hoboken guy. He lives in Hoboken. The guy that I fought, his name is David Potter.
Potter. It's related to Harry Potter, right? No,
it's like Harry Potter. Just like Harry Potter. So his name is David Potter. They label him as like the mouth of East. He's kind of a talker a little bit. So, apparently he talks a lot of shit, but he's cool. Me and him didn't really exchange, just a little, quick little face-offs or whatever. It was cool.
So how many rounds you guys go till the ref called it?
1 10-minute round.
Just one round.
About 10 minutes. Well, towards the end of the round, that's again, it's kind of I got caught in the referee stopped the fight because he thought I was really more hurt than I was. But
did Dan fight too? Dan fight too?
No, Dan fight. Dan was just there organizing it. He's part of he's like a vice president of the scene. He's like one of the main guys there. So and he runs the one in the East Coast, the Northeast Territory for Pancrase Hybrid Wrestling USA. So since he runs that, Dan was just chilling. I mean, his 5 days are over, you know.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I
you know that,
assume.
right?
I'm just asking. He does
Yeah,
like bare knuckle boxing. I know
yeah.
he.
Me and Dan did a bare knuckle boxing fight. Me and Dan actually fought once, so we fought. That's crazy. I'm my
Cool,
coach.
cool.
I mean, it was just for a little, little movie we're doing or whatever. But it was just a quick like a sparring fight. I mean, it wasn't like we didn't go kind of kill each other because we hit each other, but it was pretty pretty serious. There was definitely some concussions going on there. Some nice lefts and rights. I mean, it was just bare knuckle boxing, which is a little different.
So the question is, would you return to San Diego?
Well, I don't think that's really it's not a question because I mean we don't know the answer. Of course I'll return there, bro. The question is when I'm going to return there. That's the real question.
Here's the question: if you could go back to California, would you go back to San Diego first, or would you go to like somewhere else, like LA, maybe San Francisco, the hills?
Good question. Honestly, bro, either or, bro. I mean, you could go either or. Honestly, for this one, either way. Or I would probably go back to San Diego just because I know somebody there. Stayed like 2 days and then head like for LA or Sacramento. Well, Sacramento's far, but say like taking like a big bus or a mini jet or whatever. But yeah, play wise, probably there. But next time I go, I probably will go there as well. I mean, we might actually go to LA as well. We might do the venue too. And also, I want to go there myself on that. I know it's not that much to go there. It's only like $350. So I might actually fly out to like San Fran. I got some friends up there, so I might do San Fran, the Bay Area.
Cool. Yeah, if you're in LA, like I said, just be wary of the traffic.
Be wary of a lot of things. Even like with the colors, we're rocking good colors, but but that's the thing, bro. I mean, that's just also the movies. All color thing in LA, in California. It depends where you go. The whole time I was there, I think I saw one Crip. I see one kid. He was a Crip because he had a bandana. He had one sticking out his pocket, in his back pocket. So he could have been one. He was chilling. He was just like getting like we're like at a gas station. There's a liquor store there, and they sell all these cigars. I bought me a Cuban, and I bought a blunt because I was gonna roll a blunt up, and he was just there with his girl or whatever. So I see, I peeped, was, nothing cool. So it was like, it was all right. Like San Francisco's not a dangerous city. It's one of the most safe cities in America, but there is also things that happen there. So things get down there. So you never know. So,
yeah, I've heard some stories. I had a coworker who used to he was from San Diego, and he used to tell me his stories about going to Mexico and going to Tijuana. That's why I was curious about the border thing. I was pretty sure it was Tijuana, so I'm like, man. But sounds like you had a freaking good time, dude. Shout out to San Diego and for the hospitality, right? I mean, it sounds like you had a blast, man. And like, we'll definitely have to collab a West Coast trip shortly, man, and go out there. For sure, man. For sure.
Thanks, bro. I think we should definitely
good to hear you had fun, man. What's the flight? 5 hours? 5.5?
Thanks, bro. Yeah, 5-hour flight, bro. About 5 hours. Funny thing is this, check this out. We left kind of late when we left for Philly and we still got there on time. So we must have been, flying like pretty fast and all that. But I'll tell you what, bro, you see a lot of sights, dude. I mean, that is a long flight. I mean, going there, like we left like 8:55. Actually, we left for like close to 9:30. And we got there like, let me see, so 9:30, so 10:30, 9:30. Yeah, it was around like 2:30ish, and we made it on time. But over there, it was like 11 because if it's 2:30, like with the time here, over there was like 3 hours later. I mean, 3 hours before. So we get there.
Yeah, you can add.
Like I said, it was cool.
You can add 5 and subtract 3, so it's like the difference, 2 hours. It's like because you reverse the time, and when you come here, you add 5, add 3, so it's like you're adding 8 hours.
3 hours to the 5-hour flight, and whatever you left there. So I think we left Monday around like I think it was around like 11, and we ended up like the flight left at 11, and we got back to Philly. It was Monday, but now so add 5 hours to 11, but with the time that we left, which was the original time in Cali,
so it's like 7 a.m. 7 a.m. So I'm assuming you probably arrived around 7 a.m.
We left at 11. We left 11 a.m. from there. We left the.
So 7 p.m. at night you probably arrived.
Yeah, we got here. It was like night. Yeah, but there it was like So you see 11, so 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it was like 4, but with that time it would have been like 1 with Cali time. We left, it was pretty cool, bro. It was pretty dope. Pretty dope. But
that's what's up, man. I'm glad to hear that you had a good time. When I take my trips in October, I'll actually be out of commission for 2 weeks in October. Not back to back, but it'll be like a split. I'll be like 1 week here, and then I'll be back in the building for another week, and then another week I'll be out of commission. But I'll definitely share, the experiences that I have on my travels as well. Man, I think that's good. Good content, man. I'm just glad you were able to go out there, man. Have a freaking blast, dude. You deserve it. Everybody deserves to, take some time. And I bet you can actually say on the productivity time, man, with taking a vacation, man, was that good for your own mental health? Would you say it was a nice
Oh, absolutely right. I
get out?
needed it, bro. It was coming back kind of sucked. I wish I got to stay one more day, dude. Would have been more dope, but better than nothing. And I feel like I didn't have a great. I mean, not that I didn't have a great summer, but I didn't do a lot this summer. But that kind of you know, filled it for me. And I think my summer is pretty much complete. If I could do this boat trip, the 11th, bro, coming up, which I still consider summer, and do one beach day, my summer's complete. So, which is what I'm aiming for. And I mean, if you've thought, do a weekday. Cause I mean, we can do like a Thursday. I mean, we can even take a break and do the practice on a Friday and do a Thursday at the beach. I mean, if you're off, you can take time off, and Mary takes off.
Yeah, true. For sure, man, for sure. So I think in the next 5 minutes, man, you want to wrap up. So I think you touched on on a little bit about your California experience in the San Diego, Southern California, to be exact. And I think we covered a lot with the productivity here. So I think we can just wrap up the closing comments here, and we can head out and on to 48 next week, which will be a big one, right? Because it's going to be the 1 year anniversary, which is
the 1 year mark. So next week, yeah.
fun.
And we're not gonna say Thursday or Wednesday because I got to still kind of figure out a few things. Obviously, I mean, I gotta make sure that like my schedule's cool. And they know that like, yo, I need one of these off. So we could do it on Wednesday. It'd have to be a little earlier, but possibly Wednesday. But we'll see. Like I said, if not, then Thursday. If I am off on Thursday, which I should be, but we gotta see everything, So
sounds good, man.
yeah.
I think you pretty much gave a lot of shout outs, man. Any more shout outs or anything before we kind of roll out here?
Yeah, just shout out to some of my guys there in San Diego, some of my connections. I mean, Coach Dan, my boy Dave, Erica Newsom, who runs Pancrase USA. I mean, I'm sorry, Pancrase Hybrid Wrestling USA. The legend Joe Malenko, Billy Wick, Billy Warlock, my boy. All our guys. There's some of the guys I met there. Some of the guys in the fighters there. The King of Prankers, the fighters. I mean, it's a big list. So I can't say all the names. It's a lot of them. If I forget somebody, I'm sorry. But my boy Eli, who else? Chris Ravens, my opponent Dave Potter. Me and Dave Potter did a great. I mean, it was a great fight. I'm gonna show you the fight, but I'm gonna try to post it. Shout out to Dave Potter. Maybe we'll get a rematch in Philly. We'll see. We'll talk about it because me and him became lucky cool after the fight. We talked a little, so I mean, I got his IG and all that, so we talk a little about things. Let me see. Well, so yeah, like I said, I think I mentioned almost everybody. I mean, all the guys were there. Ben Carson, who's probably watching or might be watching. He's actually one of the guys gonna be following us. Might even bring him for an episode. He's cool. And possibly Dave Potter. He'll be great one to bring for an episode. He does a lot of he does talking for commentating, color commentating, and he's also MMA veteran. Like myself, he's fought a little bit. He's done a few things. So my phone. So
yeah, that'd be cool. Well. That'd be cool, man. You could bring him on. You guys could talk about from different perspectives.
Yeah,
of the fight round, man, for sure.
Well, we left. I thought the fight was all cool. We kind of spoke to each other. He's like, "Oh, you fucked me up so much. I hate you, George. But a good fight. You give me a good one." I was like, "Yeah, you won." I said, "You fucked me up too." I said, "But because he said I was hurting him even more, and I was actually kind of beating his ass and winning the fight. But it was a good one. I mean, don't get me wrong. He looked good too. And I mean, I left him off the hook a little, and he just ended up, kind of catching me. Just a small mistake on my part, and also the cardio, obviously the cardio. I mean, I wasn't in the best shape, but come on, dog. I did it 5 days notice, and they switched opponent. I was going to fight a guy named Chris Ravens, so shout out to Chris Ravens too. But it threw me Dave Potter. Like they felt it was gonna be better. I'm like, okay. So how you feel fighting Dave Potter? I was like, Dave who? And I met him. We spoke a little. They were gonna fight. Okay. It was a little friendly competition. It was nothing crazy. It wasn't like no animosity. I never really had no beef with nobody I ever fought, to be honest. Maybe one guy I didn't like as much, but everybody else I pretty much was always cool. Everybody I fought, always sports I like. So I mean, I can't really call anybody that I didn't really like. So.
Yeah, it's different when you don't like them. obviously, also the issue with that is you can also make mental mistakes if you let your emotions get the better of you.
Yeah, I mean, which is why if you don't like somebody, just trying to keep it focused and do your thing. You definitely could make mistakes to get caught up.
For sure, man. I think that's
about it, but I think we got almost everything. I mean, I kind of touched on my Cali trip a little. We talked about some possible destinations for me, possible new dates again. San Diego again for sure, LA, Miami, and even possibly Vegas. Did you know that San Diego to Vegas is only 4 hours, bro? Maybe 4.5 the most. It's almost going from Philly to like somewhere in Virginia, like Northern Virginia. So it's like not that bad. Like Philly to Richmond. It's not that bad of a drive.
Yeah, it's not that bad, man.
So, like, oh wow, okay.
Cool.
Good to know. But I actually have been thinking about catching, getting like a rental and going to Virginia. I got some friends in Virginia, and even the guy that's talking about Billy Warlock, he lives in Virginia, so possibly visiting out there. Some of the the guys that are the organizers of Pancrase, the coaches, the higher ups, they live all over. So that's the thing about having people that live in different states. You can go visit them, and it gives you a reason to travel.
Yeah, you're right, man. I actually have some family in Virginia.
Yeah, I got some far relatives and all that as well. Virginia and Maryland. So I'm gonna go to Myrtle Beach one day too. So
Cool, man. Yeah, for sure. Big things on the horizon.
definitely is, bro. We'll talk more behind the scenes, like I said. I'll let you know. And next week will be the 1 year anniversary. So this is by far it have to be like one of the biggest episodes. We have to plan it out a little bit. I'll work it out my work schedule. Like I said, if I work that day,
Let's try to have a party on here, man. We'll invite a bunch of old guests that have been on previously, man. That'll be fun. We'll get like a big room. That'd be cool. So we'll stay tuned. I'll talk to people over the weekend. We'll reach out, and hopefully we can get something big planned for next week. That'd be sick.
Yeah, boss.
For sure.
Okay, man, sounds good. But I think we covered everything. I think it's a good time to kind of like
cut the plug. Yeah, we're going about 70 minutes here. 15 seconds, about 70 minutes. So I think it's a good place to wrap up, man. And I just want to start by saying, everybody, I hope that, especially if you're in the Philadelphia area, that you're safe. Number one, with the big storm that kind of hit last night, there's a lot of flooding going on.
Safe,
hope that you're safe. Hope that brighter skies look like they're coming this weekend. So hope you guys all have a phenomenal Labor Day weekend. And we will be back for the 1 year anniversary next Thursday, guys. Next Thursday. So that's definitely going to be a big one, guys. We'll have that 1 year. And with that being said, have a great weekend. Have a great night, guys. Be true and be you. Appreciate time. Appreciate life.
Definitely, guys. It's been a good one. Just stay safe. And yeah, bro. Well said. We'll talk. We'll get the quote of the day and we'll get a lot of things, on the way. So you guys, thanks for watching and listening. And, everybody that watched, shout out to you guys out there as always. Salute. And another one in the books, man, 487. So 48 loads of power. Wow, look at that. 48. I like it. All right, bro. Sounds good, man. I'll talk to you later, all right?
Later, brother.